to know about Xiaomi?
Well, when Xiaomi launched their product in India,
Hey guys, I'm getting ready to go high five all the fans. We're starting registration shortly, and there's a big line outside, so I'm gonna go say hi to everyone. Welcome everybody to this awesome day.
What's up, me fans, fellow explorers, and everybody watching this video? This is Explorer number 46.
Hey guys, I'm getting ready to go high five all the fans. We're starting registration shortly, and there's a big line outside, so I'm gonna go say hi to everyone. Welcome everybody to this awesome day.
Are you okay?
Thank you. Are you okay? Hello, thank you. Thank you very much. 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 How are you, Indian B fans? Do you like me for I? Okay, Indian B fans. Do you like me? Hello. I want a pretty fan.
Let the bass kick. bass kick.
Hey guys, I'm getting ready to go high five all the fans. We're starting registration shortly, and there's a big line outside, so I'm gonna go say hi to everyone. Welcome everybody to this awesome day.
Always think about it always. The memory I can't place. The thought of coming home. And now you see with all that's gone before you. There's nothing they could show you. You don't already know. Now I could live forever.
Hey guys, I'm getting ready to go high-five all the fans. We're starting registration shortly, and there's a big line outside, so I'm gonna go say hi to everyone. Welcome everybody to this awesome day.
Hey everyone, this is Jay. We're going to be starting soon, and by soon, I mean 5 minutes. So please take your seats. Hey everyone, this is Jay again. We're going to be starting in 1 minute. 1 minute. So please take your seats.
स्वागत नहीं करोगे हमारा Thank you, Ninebot. Aha. All right, see you later. Good afternoon, New Delhi. A warm welcome to our media colleagues, our partners, our Xiaomi colleagues, and welcome me fans. Also, a big welcome to everyone on the live stream. We're live right now, broadcasting to India and the world. The link is on Facebook, so tell your friends if they're not here that they can tune in right now. You know, 8,000 fans applied to attend this launch event in less than 3 days. So we're lucky to have you guys here. Thank you so much for coming. Really appreciate it. And thank you again for wearing the orange t-shirts. Thank you guys. This, by the way, is the largest LED wall in India. It's the first time we're using 4K projection in an event. So we're going all out to give you guys the best experience. You know, even though registration only opened at around 12:30 today, our first fan arrived at 2:30 a.m. Directly from Jaipur. Many of you have waited for many hours to get in and get the best seat in the house. So thanks again for doing this. I want to start, first of all, by welcoming a very, very special guest who's here with us today. Xiaomi co-founder, Hongfeng, who's right here. Hongfeng's been with the team since day one. He's responsible for our entire MIUI platform and services. It's our largest team at Xiaomi. So thank you for being here, Hongfeng. You know, when we first started here in India, about a year and a half ago, we were a pretty small team in a tiny little office, but really with big, big dreams. Last year in August, one of those dreams became a reality when we kicked off our Make in India project in Visakhapatnam. It was a very sentimental moment for all of us and for me, especially when I had the chance to present Honorable Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu with the very, very first Redmi 2 Prime to roll out from our production line here in India. And another big dream also was having alongside us a mentor and a friend like Mr. Ratan Tata. He recently paid us a visit in our Bangalore offices and humbly shared with us his life experience. It was a really insightful day for our entire team. We're incredibly grateful to have Mr. Tata with his support and also as a mentor and investor. Really excited. And this is our team today. We are already 75 people, but still very, very much working in startup mode. And you see all of our colleagues around here wearing the black number 3 t-shirts. So if you see one of them, please say thank you. They worked really, really hard to put this event today. So we're a startup mode, but what's more important is that we have really begun to deliver on this one vision that Manu and I outlined in the very beginning in our very first fan meetups when we said, we want to weave ourselves into the fabric of India. And that's, of course, why we're here today. Are you guys ready for the first Mi product launch event in 2016? All right, let's get started. In November 2014, so about a year and a half ago, a little less than that, we launched our first Redmi Note here in India. Only a few months after completely changing the game with Mi 3. You know, at the time, every successful smartphone here in India was 5 inches or smaller, including Mi 3. Redmi Note was not only our most successful product to date, but it actually invented a new product category for smartphones. 5.5-inch display, octa-core processor, a huge battery over 3,000 mAh, and it sold for $9,999. Our fans immediately started calling it the 10,000 rupee dream phone. Redmi Note was also the very first 4G smartphone in India under 10,000 rupees. It was the #1 top-selling device on Amazon for 6 weeks after its initial launch. That was Redmi Note Prime just about a couple of months ago. And by the way, not only among phablets, but among all devices. And in total, we've sold 1 million Redmi Note devices here in India so far, which is an awesome number. And I've seen many of those here today already. So Redmi Note has been a huge success here in India. And today I want to invite all of you to explore together our next chapter. Redmi Note 3. Premium metal body, never seen before in a Redmi series device. It's the first Mi phone with a fingerprint sensor. It's got a massive battery, over 4,000 mAh in capacity. But without a doubt, the most significant technology breakthrough of this product is this phenomenal processor, Qualcomm Snapdragon 650. And I'll, with this, welcome our Qualcomm colleagues and many of you here in the room. Thank you again for your support. Most of you already know, because you tell us on social media, on Facebook, that the very first version of Redmi Note 3 that we launched carried a Helio X10 processor, which is a good processor. But to keep with our tradition of breaking new ground and kind of setting a higher bar every single time, Redmi Note 3 is the first smartphone in India with the Snapdragon 650 processor. And not only that, it's actually the first one in the entire world. I'll tell you a quick story. The first time I saw this processor in our lab in Q3 last year, so it's been over 6 months now, the performance was far beyond any 600 series processor that I or any of our engineers had ever seen. It was potentially the best Qualcomm processor they had ever seen. And at the time, Qualcomm was planning to call this new processor the Snapdragon 618. And after seeing this processor in our lab, I immediately called Qualcomm and I said, this processor was so advanced that maybe really it shouldn't be called Snapdragon 618. That's too close to the other Snapdragon 600s. And then I actually found out that Qualcomm was considering the idea of renaming this processor to a higher number or maybe a different series, to which saying that I was fully supportive is an understatement. So that's how Snapdragon 650 came to be. It's fast, it's power efficient, it's really an exceptional SoC. And our Mi fans, of course, know this, to the point that they started calling the 650 version of Redmi Note 3, Redmi Note 3 Pro, even though we ourselves never referred to it as Pro. What our fans were saying was that this was such a significant upgrade from the initial version of Redmi Note 3 based on Helio X10 that it deserved a better name because it's fast. It's really, really fast. But how fast exactly? You guys are here because you know how crazy this is, right? That's right, over 77,000 on Antutu. Now, how is that possible on a 600 series Snapdragon processor? The 650 is the first Qualcomm chipset to use the ARM A72 CPU core. A72 is ARM's most advanced and highest performance CPU architecture. It's basically what all chipset manufacturers are using in their top-end processors in 2016, most of which, many of which at least, have not even launched yet. They're based on A72. A72 is a substantial upgrade over the previous flagship core, which was called A57. And ARM worked on this for over a year with their entire team. They've redesigned every logical block of A57 to get the most and biggest power performance improvements that they've ever gotten out of a core update. So A72 is a flagship core, it's a flagship grade CPU in every possible aspect. Snapdragon 650 uses two A72 CPU big cores and four A53 little cores in this big little architecture that many of you are already familiar with. The A72 big cores carry out the more intensive tasks, and the A53 little cores are used more for background processing and less intensive processing tasks. So you get great performance when you need it from the A72s, and you get really great battery life from the combination of the two. So here's how 650 compares with 808, Snapdragon 808, which is a flagship processor on Nexus 5X, for example. Both are 6-core processors, or hexa-core, as some of you may say it. 650 uses A72 big cores, and 808 uses the previous generation, A57, as its big core. So you can see here that the A72 is bigger because it's more powerful. So from a CPU perspective, 650 is a direct upgrade from 808. Now, how much faster is Snapdragon 650 compared to 808? So here's the data. Redmi Note 3 outperforms every Snapdragon 808 device out there. Here we compared it with Moto X Style and Nexus 5X, both very popular high-end phones. And you can see it's a pretty dramatic difference. Now, some of you may think, well, 650 is only a 6-core CPU, so surely it couldn't possibly outperform an 8-core CPU, right? Well, the highest performance octa-core CPU out there is Snapdragon 810. It's a top-notch flagship processor from Qualcomm running 4 A57 big cores at 2 gigahertz. That's the processor, for example, in the Nexus 6P and the OnePlus 2, for instance. The key question here is, can 2 A72 cores potentially outperform 4 A57 cores? Well, here's the data. So Redmi Note 3's Antutu score compared to Nexus 6P and OnePlus 2, without a doubt, Redmi Note 3 can absolutely take on Snapdragon 810 devices. Cool, right? Last, here's how the 650 architecture compares with Helio X10, since I mentioned that earlier and since it's also a relatively popular processor here. X10 uses 8 A53 as its CPU cores. A53 is a much older generation CPU, which Snapdragon 650 only uses as its little cores for background and other less intensive tasks. So the A53 doesn't come even close to the performance of A72s. And of course, here's some quick data for you guys. We picked the highest performing Helio X10 devices that we could find anywhere. And of course, it's no surprise that the Redmi Note 3 outperforms those by a very, very wide margin. We also compared Redmi Note 3 with the fastest device that we could find based on the MTK 6753 architecture, which is also very popular here. Redmi Note 3 is miles ahead in the performance department compared to these. Pretty cool, right? Also, Redmi Note 3 features the latest generation Adreno 510 GPU for really, really fast graphics performance. From a GPU perspective, you can see here in the data, Redmi Note 3 is on par with devices running Snapdragon 808 and Snapdragon 810. Again, from a CPU perspective and a GPU perspective. And here we picked Moto X and Nexus 6P. And as expected, the Redmi Note 3 GPU vastly outperforms the GPU from devices based on X10 or 6753, almost 2 to 3 times the GPU performance. I preferred not to share the device names here because the gap really is so significant. Now, performance isn't the only important thing when it comes to GPU and computing and graphics performance. Another key question that you all ask is, well, can Redmi Note 3 take the heat? So to figure this out, we got our hands on a really cool gadget. This is a Fluke thermal imaging camera. It's a pretty sophisticated tool. Actually, it costs about 10 lakh rupees. It's normally used for industrial inspections and pretty serious security applications. And clearly, we were having too much fun late at night in the office with this device. This imaging camera can pinpoint temperatures pretty exactly. Red is hottest, blue is coldest, of course. And the funny thing is that everyone who sees this photo says, Hugo, why is your nose as cold as the dog's? And I don't have a good answer to that question, because that apparently isn't normal, but we'll figure that out later. By the way, this is Ollie. She's our late night team mascot. She's adorable. Now, the real reason for using a thermal imaging camera here was that it gives us a far better picture of device heating than normal infrared heat guns. I'm going to show you a video that shows 10 minutes of Asphalt 8 game play. We did a side-by-side comparison between Redmi Note 3 and Nexus 6P, which uses Snapdragon 810. Here's the video. And here are the final results from the thermal imaging camera analysis that we did. After 10 minutes, Redmi Note 3 is a pretty cool 37.7 degrees. Nexus P is a bit warmer at about 42.4 degrees, and you can obviously see that clearly on the images here, the hottest point on the top. And this is potentially one of the biggest benefits of the new Snapdragon 650 architecture. Really, really good performance when it comes to temperature. In addition to CPU and GPU details that I've shared, 650 has a bunch of other features that really are only found traditionally in flagship-grade processors, including things like dual-channel RAM, a dual-image processor, which I'll talk about in a bit, and VoLTE support, which I'm also going to touch on. And thanks to this chipset, Redmi Note 3 is the most powerful Redmi Note ever. In fact, it's the most powerful Redmi phone ever. And dare I say that maybe it's the most powerful smartphone in India? This is a question that I'm going to leave it for you guys to answer. You're best at running benchmarks and telling us what you think. But what do you think right now so far? Yes? All right, let's see what you find out and tell us later. Now, speaking of our fans, I love coming back to our event teaser. Explore new beginnings. With Redmi Note 3, we wanted to come back to our roots in a big way. Our roots, of course, are the fan community, you guys. That's why you're here. From our very, very first device launch here in India, we've always had beta testers led by the fearless Galsasi bro, who's sitting somewhere in here. There he is. That's Rohit Galsasi, who leads all of our community efforts here. He's here, the guy on the right, by the way. So this was our Mi4 beta tester group. We've had a bunch of other beta testers groups. We always have a lot of fun together. We're always exploring together. For Redmi Note 3, we wanted to go much deeper. We wanted to explore together like we had never done before. So we decided to launch the Mi Explorer program. We wanted 100 fans to become Mi Explorers for a month, to experiment with Redmi Note 3 and drive it to its limits. So we ran an open application process where our fans had to answer a bunch of questions, show their creativity, show that they were really hardcore fans. And the response was overwhelming. Over 34,000 fans applied to the Mi Explorer program. And we also had Mi fans designing special missions for the 100 Mi Explorers. Over 31,000 missions were designed. Really overwhelming response. We sent out to each one of the 100 Mi Explorers that we chose devices with a personal note, hand-signed. We really always like to add a personal touch to everything when we can, so we thought that was a good way to do it. Rohit, Jay, and Sudeep hand-delivered some of these devices directly to our fans in their homes when we were able to do that. And by the way, they're here. Our 100 Mi Explorers are here with us today.
including explorers who traveled from Mumbai, from Chennai, from Bangalore, and even Vadodara, Ludhiana, Visakhapatnam, and Khammam in Telangana. Stand up, guys. Say hello to everyone. Come on, stand up, stand up, stand up. So these are our Me Explorers. Say hello to everyone. Thank you guys for your incredible support in pushing Redmi Note 3 to its limits. And you guys can tell because they're wearing a different color t-shirt. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Over the past 4 weeks, they've had the chance to use Redmi Note 3 incessantly and extensively. And here's what our explorers have to say.
The performance on this device is even better. N2 score is a monster. No lag whatsoever while multitasking on this device. GPU 510 is just awesome, awesome, awesome. No FPS drop whatsoever. Spell 8, Mortal Kombat 5, Need for Speed. No lag, no lag, no lag whatsoever. This is just awesome. You will just love it.
Metal body is one of the best looking things in the phone because it features a matte finished metal body which doesn't catch any fingerprints on it.
There is a fingerprint sensor on the back, very accurate. It's very good. Nothing that is unexpected from Xiaomi at this point. They have been making good phones for quite a while now.
Massive battery of 4000 mAh. Battery life is the main point that I would recommend every one of you for this device.
The camera of Redmi Note 3 catches very beautiful picture. It just makes me a professional photographer.
Thanks, guys. So the Me Explorers love Redmi Note 3. We got a lot of feedback from them, by the way, also to improve the product even more. So thank you guys for your support and for all of the activity on Facebook on this. For sure, the most overwhelming feedback that we received from the Me Explorer group was about battery life. So let's take a deeper look at that. We all live in this constant fear of not having enough battery in our lives. Pretty much everyone starts to crumble when this notification pops up. The solution, of course, is a charger at home, a charger in the car, a charger at work, and of course a power bank on the go. No wonder Mi power banks are always out of stock. And pretty much every new smartphone that comes out claims full day battery life. I'm not exactly sure what the definition or their definition of full day battery life is, but Redmi Note 3 gives the kind of full day battery life that actually lasts a full day. And our definition is simple. Leave home in the morning as early as you have to. Go about your day as you normally would. Don't even think about battery for even a second. And then get home late at night, as late as you want, with battery to spare. That's what we mean by full day battery. Now, thanks. Pretty straightforward, right? Well, here's why. Redmi Note 3's full day battery life is a consequence of these three things. First, a large 4050 mAh battery that I'm going to tell you more about later. Second, a processor that's a breakthrough in power efficiency, that's 650. And third, a number of power-focused optimizations that we've made as part of MIUI 7 thanks to Hongfeng's team. I want to take a look at some battery data here together. So we chose a couple of tests that we run. The first one, we selected these top-end phones, which are known for good battery life. The first test was gaming, uninterrupted 3D gaming for hours and hours from 100% battery until the phone dies. In this test, Redmi Note 3 got 7 hours and 10 minutes, 43% more game time compared to the second best. Pretty awesome, right? And more than 3 times the last device in the test. Redmi Note 3 outperformed even smaller display devices in this test, which of course consume less display battery. Next, we did another test with uninterrupted video playback from 100%, again, until the phone dies. We got 10.5 hours of continuous video playback on Redmi Note 3. That's 21% more than the second best, and just about double the last device. Now, how does this translate into real-world usage, what I was talking about before? Let's take a look at this video.
So this was a battery test where we simulated real-world usage, things like chatting, social media, streaming video, and so on and so forth, in a very hardcore way. So somebody who really, really gets as much as they can out of their device. And Redmi Note 3 lasted 16 and a half hours. That was an extra 2 hours compared to the next best device. Enough time to watch a full-length movie. Right? So really, really astonishing results. Now, what do our explorers think about the Redmi Note 3 battery and battery life? Let's take a look. So Rajat said that it's really mind-blowing. In his experience, he got a full day of battery with over 8 hours of screen on time. Screen on time of even 4 or 5 hours is already considered pretty good. So 8 hours is quite phenomenal. Then Arjun managed to get over 11 hours of screen on time. He played Clash of Clans most of the time, according to him at least. And he says, in the exact same scenario, my other phone only gave me 5 to 5.5 hours of screen on time. And he had to charge his battery twice a day. Now, to spice things up on the battery territory here, we issued a special mission to our explorers, which was managed by Commander Rohit Galsasi as usual. This was a fun challenge. We asked them, what can you do when you only have 20% of battery left, which is normally a point at which we've lost all hope, like 20% of battery, that's it, right? Well, here's what some of the explorers were able to do. So Bijoy got 6 hours of usage out of his 20% battery, browsing the web, making a few calls, WhatsApping normally. Shashank gamed for 20 minutes and then watched a full episode of The Flash. I haven't seen The Flash in a long time. Then he let his phone on his nightstand, went to sleep, woke up, it was on Wi-Fi, then he woke up with 9% battery, went to work, and at the end got 9 hours and 24 minutes, starting from when he only had 20% battery left. That's pretty amazing. Sangat played an hour and a half of video at full brightness, and he got that done with only 20% battery. Taib, where's Taib? There he is. You're hilarious, man. Taib took 2,510 photos and then played no limits for 11 minutes until he killed his phone battery. That was pretty intense. Thanks, Taib. And this is the best of all. Sudhakar, where's Sudhakar? There he is. He went for a 4-kilometer run around his neighborhood while recording GPS tracks to draw a me bunny. And he actually only used 7% of his battery to draw his me bunny. And there's so many other stories. We just picked a few here for you guys. Our explorers are a very creative bunch. So thank you, guys. Now, of course, when you actually need to charge it at the end of the day, Redmi Note 3 supports quick charge and comes with a 5-volt 2-amp charger. You can charge to 50% in under 1 hour. Remember, you're charging a very large battery here. And so it gives you great charging performance as well. Okay, now I'm going to talk about design. And the reason why is our biggest design challenge with this product is actually the massive battery that we just talked about. Now, how hard is it to build a phone with such a large battery? It's actually not that hard. There are some phones out there with very, very large batteries. Here are a couple of 5-inch devices and a few 6-inch devices. These are just a few of devices that we found here in India that actually have a large battery. And you can start to see the problem, though, when you look at the thickness of these phones. Some of them were almost a full centimeter thick. That's like holding a brick. Those that aren't thick are pretty heavy. And even worse, some are both thick and heavy. Obviously, no one wants a phone that's as thick as a power bank. You might as well purchase a Mi power bank for 699 rupees on Mi.com if you'd like to do that. Compared to iPhone 6s Plus, which also has a 5.5-inch display, Redmi Note 3 has 47%, to be exact, higher battery capacity. And even though it has a much larger battery, it's actually 17% lighter. It's a pretty big difference, right? Thank you. So 5.5-inch display, a massive battery, while still making the device feel pretty thin and light in the hand. So how did we do it? How did we tackle this design challenge? Well, first of all, we used a design with curved edges. A 5.5-inch device cannot have sharp edges, I'm sorry. If it does, it's almost like it's cutting into your hand. It's just not a good design. You want curved edges for a better grip on a device with such a large display, for sure. The second thing we did was we made it, the PCB, the motherboard that you see here on your right, we miniaturized it as much as we could. We reduced it, we made it compact to make as much room as possible inside of the phone, and then we filled all of that room with battery, essentially. Third, we used the highest density battery technology that exists in the industry today, period. 690 watt-hours per liter. To give you an idea, this is the same battery technology as Mi 5, by the way. And it's what allows us to have such a massive battery that is at the same time pretty compact. This is what it looks like, by the way. It's not a removable battery, so don't try this at home. And here's how it compares with a 5,000 milliamp hour Mi power bank. It's almost half the size, even though the difference in capacity is only about 25%. Here's how it compares with two Redmi 2 batteries stacked together. The Redmi Note 3 battery is about the same capacity as two Redmi 2 batteries, yet it's so much thinner. The result is a phone that feels thin, it feels light. That's for Redmi Note 3. By the way, these are Jay Money's hands in these photos, which is a nice French manicure, thanks to some really good design by Pei-Ling. Very charming. Thanks, Jay. Redmi Note 3 measures 8.65 millimeters at its thickest point. And it weighs just 164 grams, despite the metal body and its massive battery. Cool, right? The craftsmanship of Redmi Note 3 is quite impeccable. Here's the dark gray version with the black face. Nice contrast between the face, the gorgeous 5.5 display, and the peak of metal from the sides. Here's the back view. You can see the camera, the flash, the fingerprint sensor. Here's a closer look. You can see the smooth sandblasted texture. Now, notice how perfectly aligned the camera and the fingerprint sensors are. It's not like a fingerprint sensor here and a camera over there. They're exactly the same size. They're perfectly centered horizontally, and the flash is exactly in between them. This is beautiful, balanced design. It's what makes things look pretty. Here's again Redmi Note 3, the beautiful dark gray version. It also comes in silver and gold. Here's the silver version with its beautiful curved edges. And here's something that I actually wanted to give you a closer look at. You see this little guy here. This is a 1 millimeter ridge on the back of the device. And we put that in. It's a very small detail that I'm actually a huge fan of that prevents it from slipping when you have it on a slippery surface. And it also raises the device ever so slightly so that you can get sound out of it and be able to hear anything perfectly, even when the device is not in your hands, right? Small details. I'm glad you appreciate it too. This is why you guys are here. It also comes with an elegant white face. This is the silver version, the match with the silver of the metal. So it looks really beautiful. This is the very fashionable gold color. It's a very light gold. It's my personal favorite. Cool, right? This is what the Mi Explorers have been using for the past month or so. There it is. Beautiful, right? It's so awesome to talk about a device and see so many of them right in front of you. It's pretty awesome. Thanks for keeping them out, guys. Here they are all together, the three. All three from the side now, including showing the back of the dark gray and the silver. You can see that they're slightly different colors. And again, here you can see how perfectly well designed the back is with the camera and the fingerprint so perfectly aligned. Looks especially beautiful on the gold version, in my opinion. Okay, let's watch the product video together. I actually love how good our 3D team has gotten these days. I don't know if you noticed, but when we're rendering the device from the side and you can see the display, it has this special glow to it that I can't even describe it. Like doing that with 3D graphics must not be easy. So praise those guys, they're awesome. All right, do you guys want to see it? All right, photo time. Thanks, Afu. Thank you very much. This is Afu, guys. All right, so I've got two versions here. I've got the white silver version on my left hand, your right hand side. And on my right hand side, your left side is the gold version. You can see the home screen here on the left, and you can see our lock screen with a beautiful highlight theme on the gold version. What do you guys think? As many as you want. Yeah, one from the back as well. Yeah? You guys take photos if you want to. We put them on the back here, on the back of the display, so that the photo looks good, even all the way from the back. So take a photo and post it on Facebook. Just kidding. Not. All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Thanks, Afu. Cheers. Okay. Right. Now what do our Mi Explorers think of Redmi Note 3? Yeah? Well, this is what they said. They think it's extremely tough and powerful, like Thor's hammer, or it's like Indiana Jones' Holy Grail, or worth any impossible mission to get your hands on. It's as powerful as Bahubali, and no, you don't have to kill Bahubali to own one either. This, by the way, this is all fan art from our Mi Explorers, so you guys are not only super geeky, super technical, but you're also very, very talented. So thank you for these. This is pretty amazing Photoshop, not retouched, by the way. This came directly from the Mi Explorers. So congrats, guys. Thank you. Now, continuing on here, Redmi Note 3 is the first Mi phone to feature a fingerprint sensor. It's capacitive fingerprint scanning technology. On a 5.5-inch device, by the way, the most convenient placement for a fingerprint sensor is the back of the device. This is pretty straightforward ergonomics. You can hit the fingerprint sensor much more easily from that position. And by the way, it supports any angle, so you can hit it from any angle and it'll work just perfectly. It unlocks in just 0.3 seconds, which you can see here. That's pretty fast, as you can see on this video. By the way, that's Jay Money once again, operating as both a half-body model and a hand model. But it is Jay. And the fingerprint data, of course, is securely stored in the chipset itself, so there's no worries about where your fingerprints are going to end up. You can store up to 5 different fingerprint profiles. And to keep up with this theme of exploring, I discovered through my own exploration that it's possible to add your lips as a fingerprint profile as well. And this is potentially a bit embarrassing and slightly creepy, but I'll let you check it out anyways. So here I am. I know. Unlocking Redmi Note 3 with my lips. This is real footage here. In fact, I registered my lower lip, and it worked fairly accurately. But if I tried to unlock with my upper lip, it wouldn't work, right? So it's my lower lips are quite unique. So this is a pretty fun experience. Let's move on. So other than lip unlocking, there are some pretty useful features in MIUI that take advantage of the fingerprint sensor as well. The first one is app lock. You can choose any app that you want to lock, and you can only unlock it with a fingerprint, even if your phone is already unlocked. So it's pretty handy. Thank you. Another pretty cool feature of MIUI that a lot of you already know about is hidden folders. You can actually add protection to a hidden folder as well, so you can only access those files with your fingerprint sensor or with your lip, and that's hidden folders. And fingerprint sensor also, of course, works with third-party apps. One of my favorite examples is LastPass. It's an app that allows you to add fingerprint security to pretty much any app or website. It stores the password for you, and it can only retrieve the password with your correct fingerprint signature. And finally, you can also use the fingerprint sensor as shutter for selfies. Yeah. Me Explorers, do you know why we added this, right? Because you asked for it. It's much easier to take selfies using your index finger, actually. Also, because it's more stable. So it's going to give you a much crisper selfie photo. And by the way, any finger will do. In this case, it doesn't have to be your finger. You can give it to a friend, and they can also use their finger as a shutter, of course. Thank you, guys. Now, I'm going to share one of my favorite secrets about Redmi Note 3, one of my favorite things about Redmi Note 3, which is you can use the fingerprint sensor to take a front camera selfie, of course, but the secret is it also works with the rear camera. So you can take a 16 megapixel selfie. Demo? All right. So let's do a demo. So I've got my gold Redmi Note 3 right here. I'm going to fire up the camera. So what I'm going to do here, see if I can catch you guys. So I'm going to start with a smile. I'm going to start with a front selfie, and I'm going to use my, just do this one. I'm going to use my fingerprint here. So that's a good selfie. This is a normal selfie. But really the good one is this. This is the 16 megapixel selfie. You guys are ready? All right. Took 2 of them. Looks pretty good. I'm going to take another one, actually. Different angle. So see, you can actually extend your arm much further this way. It's very stable because you're holding the phone with 4 fingers, and you can just and click, right? There it is. It's really 16 megapixel selfies. By the way, that means you can also use HDR, so you can take HDR selfies. That also means you can take flashes. You can use the flash for your selfies. Beautify, a lot of people don't know this, also works on the rear camera, right? Of course you guys know this. So there you go, a little secret for you guys as a bonus for coming to our event. We'll hide it from the product web pages. All right, so speaking of the camera, let's talk about the camera a little bit. I spilled some secrets already. So 16 megapixel camera, as you all know. PDAF autofocus, dual ISP. f2.0 aperture with a 5-piece lens and 2-tone flash. So let's take a closer look here. So first, taking a step back, what are the things that matter for mobile photography? Well, 3 things matter really. The first one is sharp focus. You know, accurate white balance is the second thing, and the other one is correct exposure. In order to, and by the way, Redmi Note 3 really nails all these 3, and I'm going to walk you through why. First of all, in order to focus sharply and quickly, Redmi Note 3 uses phase detection autofocus, or PDAF for short. It's a focusing technology that was commonly found in DSLRs. It's much faster than conventional contrast-based autofocus. Now, how fast is PDAF exactly? Well, it's kind of like this. I could tell it's a couple milliseconds, but this is probably more intuitive. It's fast, like the blink of an eye. Jay told me that this might look slightly creepy, and by your reactions, I think you are pretty creeped out, especially on a 4K screen. But I don't think I could get the message better than this. It is fast like the blink of an eye. Was that pretty creepy? Yeah, okay, get out of that slide. Okay, fine. So let me show you a video of PDAF in action so you can see what it means to have the blink of an eye in autofocus. So a quick comparison. So PDAF is essential. You just don't want to think about focusing. Except for me explorers who all want manual focus, I know that. Other than fast and accurate autofocus, taking really good photos requires a powerful processor as well. You know, every smartphone features what's called an image signal processor, or ISP. The ISP is basically the CPU for the camera. It's the best way to think about it. The ISP controls the camera, but it's also in charge of post-processing. It makes adjustments to the image in a fraction of a second after you took the photo and before you actually view it on your screen. So that's what the ISP does. Snapdragon 650 has dual ISPs. With a dual ISP, Redmi Note 3 does a far better job in noise reduction, color correction, and quite a few other areas, including some complicated ones that I cannot explain. And it does an outstanding job with HDR, which is something that, as you guys know, I'm a huge fan of. In the real world, you have lights and shadows, and every great camera should figure out a way to capture these details properly. The problem is that camera sensors have fairly limited ranges. They actually can't see as far or as widely as the human eye can do. So you basically need to apply some kind of computational photography, some operations after the fact, to try and simulate it and make it look like what the human eye sees. And because of the dual ISP, Redmi Note 3 can do a really fantastic job in this department. And I'm mentioning one feature called local tone mapping, which adjusts contrast pixel by pixel. And the result is a vibrant picture with really good contrast, like the one that you see here. And here's how local tone mapping works specifically. After the photo is taken, the ISP kicks in, it analyzes the photo, the highlights, the lowlights. It adjusts the contrast for the highlights. It improves the brightness for the shadows. And it leaves kind of the medium areas completely untouched. This is how an image looks like before and after local tone mapping. And by the way, this happens automatically. You don't turn it on or off. It just happens by the ISP. And smart camera software makes it possible really for you to just point and shoot. With dual ISP on the chipset, we've really managed to take Redmi photography to an entirely new level. The Redmi 3 Note photos, maybe Note 3 photos I should say, that I'm about to show you are completely untouched. These are photos that I personally selected, and you can see how big of a difference having dual ISP in computing after the photo is taken, how big of a difference that makes. The first series here was shot in Rajasthan, not too far from here. Beautiful shot, right? Here's another one. This is still from the same series, and you can see the colors, you can see the crispness, you can see how the shadow areas look really well balanced. Texture here is phenomenal. These are, I guess, like I said, untouched photos. This is Gulmarg in Kashmir, very popular skiing destination in northern India. This is right here in Delhi, Old Delhi. This is a sunset photo in Karnataka. This was taken by Aruna Bhatt. This is a performance in Kerala. Beautiful, beautiful colors, and you can see the details so well. This one was shot in Leh, which is a high desert city in the Himalayas by our photographer Harvinder. Another shot in Leh. Beautiful, beautiful color, amazing texture. Once again, you can see how balanced this photo looks despite having a shadow area. I love this photo because the sheep has a total troll face. Pretty awesome. And there's another one. Beautiful, beautiful photo. So balanced, right? This is what you get when you kick in with dual ISP. Makes a big difference. And these next photos now are the photos that I selected from the thousands of photos sent to us by you guys, our Me Explorers with Redmi Note 3. Now, what the other of you guys are going to notice is that our explorers like to take on pretty big challenges. So these photos you're about to see are pretty sensational. Again, dual ISP in action. So here's the smiling dog by Vibha Kumar. I love this photo, HDR. This is a beautiful close-up shot by Inshal. Beautiful, beautiful, done again without any lenses. This is just straight out of the camera, no processing at all. And by the way, you can see all the EXIF data here if you're interested. We'll share these later as well. This photo made its rounds on the internet. It's taken by our own explorer, Sabir. Where's Sabir? There he is. Glad you made it, man. Hope you're feeling better, by the way. Awesome. This is a beautiful photo. It's not his only in the portfolio here. Beautiful sunset shot by Sudhir. I'm not sure if Sudhir is here today. This one is another one by Sabir. This is a stunning shot. Look at this. It's pretty dramatic, I should say. And Sabir explained to me how he takes these photos. It really isn't that complicated. He's just very, very talented, and he has a great camera in his hands. This is a fantastic close-up by Sudeep. Where's Sudeep? There's Sudeep. Awesome. Not the first time that you're on this deck either. So amazing photos, and thank you guys, by the way, for sending us hundreds and thousands, I should say, of photos. I have a ton of them on my hard drive already. Redmi Note 3 also ships with some really cool, fun features. If you're not sure about your angle, Straighten will help you get to a perfectly horizontal shot. Mosaic is a lot of fun. You can pixelate any area in the photo. This is a beautiful time-lapse video shot by one of our explorers as well. This is Samir Khan. Where's Samir? Yeah, you look even better in reality. This is a great shot. Samir is using the mirror feature here. Very well done, by the way. Very crisp shot. I call this one the smiling ant. This is a photo by Rahul Radhakrishnan, who's not here today. He's actually using a micro lens here. So this is like a really specialized photo that was taken with Redmi Note 3. Beautifully done. I can't even imagine what one has to do to get that shot. Redmi Note 3 ships with a 5-megapixel camera. Of course, the most popular camera feature of all time of all Mi devices is Beautify. Here's Sudeep again with his flawless skin after Beautify. Eye bags noticeably brightened. This is Furkan, who looks even more radiant with Beautify on. This is Neha. She is the spouse, the wife of one of our explorers, looking beautiful as well. Beautify supports up to 5 faces at a time now. We've increased the quantity, and it's just great. You guys like the camera? Pretty cool, right? Yeah, I didn't want to take the rest of the day here, but I literally had photos for another hour to show you guys, and every single one of these photos has a cool story behind it. But let's talk about display. So Redmi Note 3 ships with a Full HD display, 401 ppi. You guys already know this, but it's definitely no ordinary display. I'm going to tell you about some cool features. First is Sunlight Display, which is a flagship feature that we introduced last year to our Mi devices. Redmi Note 3 is the first Redmi device to actually get Sunlight Display here in India. This is a hardware feature, by the way, that makes the screen much more visible under harsh sunlight. It also adjusts the contrast at a pixel level. Here's a really cool image, Sunlight Display in action. These photos were taken outside of our office in broad daylight, next to 6P, here to your left, and then Redmi Note 3 on the right, and you can see the dramatic difference when Sunlight Display kicks in. You can see the text much more clearly on the right. Same comparison, there's one with iPhone 6s Plus under bright light, and you can see how Sunlight Display brings the darker area, makes it much more visible, so you can actually see the display. So this is a really stunning feature. And we've made a video for it as well. Let's take a look. Cool, right? Thanks, Jack, for this video. Really shows what Sunlight Display, the difference that Sunlight Display makes. Okay, well, we all spend a lot of time, especially at night, reading on our phones. And of course, it's important to take care of our eyes. We have a feature called Reading Mode that helps you do that exactly. And it's another feature that we're bringing to Redmi Note for the first time with Redmi Note 3. Our eyes are especially sensitive to blue light, and exposure to blue light can strain our eyes, which many medical studies have confirmed, by the way. So what reading mode does is it adjusts the color of your display, kind of like flux on a Mac, for example. And it, reading mode just dramatically reduces the amount of blue light that's coming from the display. So it helps prevent eye fatigue. But what's more important is how blue light affects your sleep. Exposure to blue light suppresses melatonin secretion, which makes it actually harder for you to fall asleep and rest and have a good night of sleep. So reading mode is especially helpful at night, and it can decrease the risk of having non-peaceful sleep. You could just sleep better if you're reading at night with reading mode turned on. Now, while we're talking about display, I want to mention a new feature that we're introducing with Redmi Note 3. It's called Wallpaper Carousel, and it's really, really awesome. The way it works, by the way, is right from your lock screen. You'll see this little icon on the right. You tap on that, and that's how you turn on the feature. So you don't have to go into settings. It's just right there. Basically, what Wallpaper Carousel does is it delivers gorgeous full HD wallpaper photos directly to your lock screen every single day. And these are drawn from award-winning images from Getty, 500 Pics, and a few other sources. You get up to 5 new surprise images every day. And there's hundreds of amazing photos that will just surprise me during the day. And you can choose from a few different collections. You can say, I like fashion, I like food, I like landscapes. And these are delivered over Wi-Fi, so it doesn't eat up your mobile data. To turn this feature on, you tap on that icon on the lock screen, and then from there, by the way, you can also favorite which photos you like. So if you've seen a particular image that you love, just click on the heart. It will favorite that photo. It saves that photo locally, and then it'll come back at some point and surprise you once again. It's just a lovely feature that really makes the display on Redmi Note 3 look fantastic. So another amazing MIUI feature. Another thing that makes the display look even better, of course, is when you have great content on it. So for all Redmi Note 3 customers, new fans who are buying it, we're partnering with Hungama. Fans who buy Redmi Note 3 get 2 months of free service on Hungama, which means access to a library with over 3.5 million music tracks and over 6,500 movies. Niraj is here. Thank you for joining us. He's a founder of Hungama. So another surprise for Redmi Note 3. Wireless connectivity is probably one of the strongest points of Redmi Note 3, which is why I'm talking to it towards the end here. Redmi Note 3, of course, has dual SIM support, 1 micro and 1 nano slot, so you have more flexibility. You can use either slot, by the way, if you only have 1 SIM card. You don't have to worry about which one is primary, which one is secondary. The software takes care of all of that. And it also supports hot swapping, so you don't have to reboot the device. You can just switch SIM cards around. Now, one of the primary reasons why we chose a Qualcomm processor for Redmi Note 3 here in India is cellular connectivity. India's cellular networks, as you guys know very well, are some of the trickiest in the world. There's a ton of congestion jumping around between 2G, 3G, and now 4G. And Qualcomm's modems do a really good job in these environments. Redmi Note 3 ships with the Qualcomm X8 LTE modem as part of the chipset. And they have a big tradition in modem functionality. I won't go into the details here, but things like much, much lower call failure, much longer talk time, and really important, things like going back and forth from a call to a 4G connection. Qualcomm modems do a far better job in our experience handling those tasks. So sometimes you blame the network for a bad experience, but you may also consider that perhaps you don't have a really highly optimized modem on your phone. So I think we've taken care of that. 2016 will be a big year for 4G here in India, with a huge amount of investment by multiple operators. And voice over LTE, or VoLTE, is a big part of this story. And we've worked really, really hard to make sure that Redmi Note 3 delivers a great VoLTE experience. Now, the consumer experience of VoLTE is actually quite noticeable. First of all, calls connect much, much faster. But the most striking thing is the quality. Let me first show you a very quick video comparing the call completion times between a regular phone call placed over a circuit switched line and a VoLTE call. Just pay attention in the difference in connection time. Pretty big difference, right? These things make a difference when you make 20, 30, 40 calls a day. Now, here's the more important difference. It's call quality. This is where VoLTE really, really flies, and flies very high. I'm going to first show you, just to refresh your mind, what a regular GSM call sounds like with Jay Sir here.
Hello, this is Jay. I'm calling you over the regular circuit switch network. You probably hear the call quality is not very good. A lot of distortion in my voice. The sound really doesn't sound as full as it should be. I think I sound a little bit more nasally than I do in real life. But this is what we're used to call sounding like.
So that's what a GSM call sounds like. Now here's what a VoLTE call sounds like. It's actually absolutely night and day. The quality is similar to what you would experience with a high-quality VoIP connection, over Skype, for example, when you have a good connection, of course, except it's actually much higher quality because VoLTE packets get preferential network treatment compared to VoIP. Basically, a VoLTE package goes in before anybody else does to guarantee you a high-quality voice. This is what it sounds like.
Hey Hugo, this is Jay. At this time I'm calling you on VoLTE. You can hear the call quality is a lot better. My voice sounds a lot fuller. There's a lot less distortion, and hopefully this sounds a little bit more like I do in real life. All right, talk to you later, man. Bye.
Yes, it does. Now, when you design a smartphone for India, you really have to pay close attention to the details at the early stages of R&D. What everybody knows here in India is that it's hard to get a really good data connection when you're inside of a building. And that's because the typical bands, 3 and 40 that are used here in India aren't great indoors. It still works, but not great. Well, we want our users to have the best possible data connections everywhere. So with Band 5 coming later this year, we want to make sure that you guys get great data connections everywhere. And imagine how important this is for VoLTE. Right? So it's very, very important. Certainly, if you're buying a phone that you want to keep using for 6, 12 months, it's very important that you support all bands. And we've paid attention to our LTE support from the very beginning. So Redmi Note 3 supports all 4 bands that are in India today and which are coming in the near future. Bands 3, 5, 40, and 41. Very good. Now, in fact, we took a look at the top 20 most popular devices in India that were released recently and which sell for under 20,000 rupees. And of the 20, only one model supported all 4 Indian LTE bands, plus, of course, Redmi Note 3. Right? So this is what it means to be future-proof. You buy a device today that you can keep using for many months. So Redmi Note 3 supports all India LTE bands. And it's one of the very few devices in India, end of story, in any price category that supports VoLTE out of the box. So we're ready for this next generation here in India. Another very, very popular feature of our devices is infrared. Now, infrared isn't a new feature in smartphones, but hardly anyone uses it, right? Well, that's because you have no user-friendly interface. You have to download individual apps to control, the various different infrared devices that you have. It's way too, troublesome. It's kind of don't bother. So we wanted to do infrared well, so that you could actually feel compelled to use it. And we wanted Redmi Note 3 to really be a universal remote control, and that's what we've done. Redmi Note 3 is compatible with 100 brands, or with hundreds of brands and thousands of different models. From TVs, air conditioners, set-top boxes, DVD players, home theaters, and so on. So that you don't have to worry about losing your remote control ever again. It controls TVs. And it even controls things like your DSLR camera, which has an IR port that you may not even know about it. So you can set a 5 or 10-second timer, of course, and then run. Or you can just conveniently just sit there and snap it with your Redmi Note 3 using the IR port. It's really, really awesome. Good-looking team, huh? Yeah. And the best part is that we made it very, very easy to set up. 3 easy steps. You choose the device, you choose the brand, and then you find the right setting, and it just works. And this list, by the way, is continuously updated. so that we can expand support for more devices. And the Mi Explorers were a really big part of our testing for these features, so thank you guys. By the way, once you've set it up, you can share the same infrared settings with anyone else, in your family, in your household, so that they don't have to go through the setup process themselves. It's really, really convenient. All right, so that's infrared, which is very exciting for Redmi Note 3. Redmi Note 3, of course, runs on MIUI 7. And I'm just going to highlight one really cool new feature of MIUI 7, which allows you to go from one phone to the other. People hate changing phones often because you have to move everything over with you. You have to migrate all of your data. Especially stuff that's not synced to the cloud. It's just on the phone. So how do you really move it seamlessly to the other phone? So that's why we created this app called Mi Mover, which makes things really simple when it comes to changing phones. So with Mi Mover, basically everything can be migrated over between two phones, up to 6 megabits per second transfer speed, which is much faster than backing up from the cloud, of course. It's compatible with any Android device. You just have to download the app from the Google Play Store. And there's no internet required, by the way. It's peer-to-peer, works in just a couple of steps, and it's very, very simple to set up. You can get this done in just a few minutes. So really easy way to migrate to Redmi Note 3. A couple of things here about India specifically. We're adding 3 new Indic languages to MIUI, Nepali, Odia, and Urdu. And that completes us to 13 Indic languages that are now natively supported as part of MIUI. Also, since we're talking about MIUI for India, I wanted to give a quick shout out to our MIUI themes team. We've been running a MIUI theme contest for the past couple months here in India. We had over 4,000 designers in India already entering this contest. This is the winner of the first phase of the contest. His name is Ati, or ATY. He's a winning designer, and he took home a big bundle. He took home a Mi TV, a Mi Note Pro, and a Mi Pad. So if you guys are into design, you should definitely consider joining the theme competition. So let me just summarize Redmi Note 3 really quickly for you guys. Everything I've already talked about: Snapdragon 650, the massive battery, metal body, fingerprint sensor, the 16 megapixel camera with dual ISP. I didn't mention micro SD, of course, up to 32 gigabytes. I didn't mention 802.11 AC, which is another great feature. Usually not found in these level of devices, but it's there on Redmi Note 3. Redmi Note 3 is our 3rd product made in India. So we're proudly continuing our journey here in India with the Make in India program, which we're really, really focused on, and we have our partner Foxconn to thank. But really excited, this is our 3rd made in India product. Now, what else do you guys want to know? Price. I see. Okay, well, Redmi Note 3 comes with high-resolution display, 4,000 milliamp hour battery. Should I continue? No. You can take a photo. It looks great. All right. So let's do a quick price comparison. What I did here was I chose devices with a 5.5-inch display. I looked for premium devices that had specs, here and there that were comparable to Redmi Note 3. And I mean, I think it's a pretty luxurious category here, or selection of devices. Earlier we talked about how Redmi Note was a dream device for so many different people. With all these amazing specs in Redmi Note 3, we decided to head to a few campuses in Bangalore, college campuses, and actually ask people, just anyone on the street in the college, what they thought their, call it 15,000 rupee dream phone should have or could have. Let's watch this video.
I want a metal body because I can get really clumsy and I'll drop phones a couple of times.
Though I'm not a gamer, yeah, I would like to play a few games occasionally. In those cases, I hate lag. I cannot deal with lag.
I can only play for like half an hour. It heats up a bit, so and it uses battery also.
All my previous phones, even Apple or Android, they never used to survive more than 6 hours.
I would like a battery that will last me at least 6 hours of continuous use, and if I'm not using it continuously, a day and a half.
I would like to have something that's between 4,000 to 5,000 mAh. I know that also doesn't come for such a low price tag, but yeah, it's a dream phone.
MP is not the most important because I'm not going to zoom in and see a lot of pictures. It's all about picture quality and clarity.
Now that the selfie trend is in, I would prefer my front camera being relatively much more than how it is now.
Of course, fingerprint scanner is a luxury, not a necessity. Passport is enough.
Who wants to look down and unlock the pattern? You can just hold your finger and then it's unlocked already.
Really nice camera, good processor, and some new feature in it, like unknown maybe, like something new.
Like something new. I love the password unlocking that goes like this. So it seems like we're probably in there, in the realm of what a, call 15K dream phone should be like. So is Redmi Note 3 your dream phone? Okay. I'm going to do it again. Kitna doge? $9,999 for the 2 gig, 16 gigabyte version. Is this what you guys asked for? So $9,999 for 2 gigs and 16 gigs. And for the 3 gig, 32 gig version, $11,999. The Explorers like it. Yeah? Very, very well. Rise to the power with Redmi Note 3. That's our new slogan. Rise to power. Incredible processor, incredible battery life, unprecedented premium features, metal body, fingerprint sensor, and a 16 megapixel camera. Pretty awesome, right? Everybody's talking. All right. Okay, you can get your hands on a Redmi Note 3 next week on March 9th at 2 p.m. Both variants of memory will be available in the first sale. It'll be first available on me.com and Amazon for some period of time. And then soon after, it will be made available across online platforms, including Flipkart, Snapdeal. And it's also going to be retail through offline partners. So we're bringing Redmi Note 3 everywhere for you guys. And we have a special present for everyone here today. All of you will get an F code. So you have the priority purchase for Redmi Note 3 before it's made available to everyone. So as a thank you gesture for coming here, F codes for everyone. It comes in silver, gold, and dark gray. All colors are gorgeous. My favorite is the gold version. Maybe you want one more photo? You guys want one more photo? With the 3. It's a good photo. There you go. All right. Rise to power. That's our new slogan. Now, before we continue, I want to take just a few minutes. I'm going to sit down. So today is probably the greatest day for me, India, and for me personally in the past year. Now, of course, this is partly because we're bringing an amazing new product to India today.
but it's also because for the past month I've been interacting with our 100 Mi Explorers. And today I'm very grateful to our explorers and so many of our fans who are here today, who came to see our product launch here in Delhi. But of course, I know that from the bottom of my heart, what we have accomplished so far is still not enough. There's been a lot in my life lately because I've been hearing a lot of people say things that sometimes make me feel a little bit sad. Stuff like, are you ignoring your Indian fans? Why haven't you released this product or that product in India yet? Has Mi India lost its magic? And we're here, and I'm here today to say that no, Mi India has not lost its magic. We've been putting our blood, sweat, and tears into bringing the very, very latest products from Mi to India in the shortest possible amount of time. Redmi Note 3 is perhaps one of the best devices at any price point in any market. And we could have released the older version, the initial version of Redmi Note 3 here in India, but we chose the latest Pro version because that's what you guys asked for. In fact, you decided to call it the Pro version, not us. And there's a reason our event slogan is called Explore New Beginnings. And Redmi Note 3 is just the beginning. Yes. Mi 5 is coming to India, guys. And it's gorgeous. We had 1.6 crore registrations for Mi 5 in India. Sorry, in China, my apologies. 1.6 crore, which is a huge number for the very first sale. So I just wanted to tell you that Mi 5 launched just the day before yesterday in China, and it's coming to India in a month. Yeah. So stay tuned for more details, but I just wanted to let you guys know that we're working really hard to make this happen for you all. In fact, you're going to get to try it out today at the Mi Experience Zone. It'll be there for you as soon as we finish here, so you can put your hands on the Mi 5 as well. Of course, we have a lot of stuff for you guys in the Experience Zone. You'll be able to try Redmi Note 3. You'll be able to try Mi 5. You'll be able to try the 9-bot. So you guys are going to have fun today. So we prepared a really awesome surprise for you guys. And that's still not all. Today, I also want to introduce to you the Mi Bluetooth speaker. It's our very powerful portable speaker that comes in blue, it comes in gold, it comes in pink, all these colors. What does that make you think of, by the way? For all these colors. I'll talk about it in a second. Small has a new sound with the Mi Bluetooth speakers. It's a full aluminum body device. It's smaller than any pencil case. And it has a blasting, impressive sound. It's only 270 grams. It's really slim. You can put it even in your back pocket, and you're not going to notice it. It's very lightweight. We have custom speakers in the bass radiator as part of this product. Excellent treble, mid-range, and bass represented. Really, it sounds fantastic. It's comparable. It has comparable range, by the way, to even high-end systems. And it packs a very large amount of sound in a very compact body. And I'm not going to go through the details here. You can get up to 8 hours music playback on the Mi Bluetooth speaker. And it has a built-in microphone too, so you can take calls and use it as your speakerphone. Pretty cool, right? And how much do you think it should cost? $1,999. So this product is so beautiful and it has so many colors that we decided to bring the Mi Bluetooth speaker to India around Holi because the color is so beautiful. We said, let's bring it to India at a special time of the year. Holi is a very special moment, of course, for everyone. So Mi Bluetooth speaker coming to India at the end of the month. Check it out on mi.com. Are we done? Okay, I just have a quick gift for you guys. It's an exclusive gift. This was especially arranged for you guys. It's not yet available for sale here in India. It's our 20,000 milliamp hour power bank. It's got Panasonic and LG high density batteries. It's got 2 USB ports. And it supports faster charging as well. It's just a beautiful device, and it's not available here in India yet. It's very light, by the way. It's lighter than 2 10,000 milliamp hour together. Only 338 grams. So it's really, really awesome. That's how beautiful it looks. By the way, this product is not available yet. Stand by for availability in the future, but you get yours today. And then, when you get your Redmi Note 3, you can just give it to somebody else. Sounds good? So these are the 3 products that we announced here today. The beautiful Redmi Note 3, the amazing Mi Bluetooth speakers coming in 3 colors, and for now, specially available only for our fans here, but soon to be released in India, our 20,000 mAh, I should say, Mi Power Bank. And I just really, really want to thank our incredible Mi India team. I also want to thank everyone from our team in Beijing and in Singapore and in other places who came here to make this event happen. There are so many people I cannot even name them. So thank you guys. You are the real dream team wherever you are around the room. I really love you guys. Thank you. And a special thank you to our Mi Explorers. You guys rock. We're going to have a lot of fun together. Thank you, fans. Thank you guys very, very much.